So hey, this is Fey Runners. We are going to do a kind of a session one. It's a little different in that I'm not going to play out from the session zero. Instead, I want to kind of break these up into a little bit more of a manageable chunk. And so this will be focused a little bit more on mapping your network to somewhere. So I've created a character. We're going to map to a destination. We're going to kind of talk about how that gameplay works. And then I might do another session after this one where I'll demonstrate how to do like the fast network hacking, which is a newer module that was written for Fey Runners towards the end of the session. And so there'll probably be two videos. One traditional exploration, going through, and I have a character who's a little bit better at going through and mapping networks. And we'll also do a separate video where it's just going to be a quick, I want to get to the hacking or have a predefined world already kind of built for myself and see how that works. And so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to use Obsidian for this. So here's my Obsidian screen, and I've made a character called Digital Overflow. And this is, it's got the little ones and zeros in the name, very typical. And this character is really not very good with a lot of things except for smarts and shadow. And, in theory, some ranged weapons or something using their... I'm sorry, not range. Using their iron, they would have a little bit of a boost. Their skills are, they're an anarchist, which means when they swear an iron vow against a stronger political power or institution, they can reroll any dice. When you reach a milestone in pursuit of this quest, you take +2 momentum. And when you fulfill your vow, mark 2 ticks on your legacy bonds. They are also a kernel dev, which means they can develop artifacts. Artifacts are things specific to Fey Runners. It's like basically programs. They're typically ones that have pretty significant power within the universe of Fey Runners. This person being a kernel developer can kind of change some of the core aspects of how the world works, the game's reality or the world's reality. And their one use, so, depending on what they choose to do, they, I don't know, maybe it's the ability to, walk on air for a bit. Like, it'd be a one-time thing, but they could do it. They would have to develop it, and you still have to be successful at developing it, but they at least have the ability to do something like that, to bend reality a bit, very Matrix-like. And they also have a module for their rig, and this module is a high-speed connection, which means that when they map a route and they score a strong hit, they gain some momentum. So that'll be useful, and this is why this character is a little bit more built for the non-rapid version of mapping routes and taking your time and going through it, because they can gain a lot of momentum through that. Okay, also under locations, I have created some folders already for us. So we have our core, our corpnet, our darknet, and our govnet. These are all empty at the moment. And I created this is just a text file called our rig. It's been in the book, I think I call this me or my or something like that. But this is just our starting location. We're going to use this to kind of do our mapping and keep track of it using our graph node. And so if we bring up the graph view, there's nothing there at the moment, but once we start linking off our rig, we'll see things show up. To have your screen be the same, I think orphans by default is on. You want that off. I've also set up a few things here. So I have path, colon, and this one goes to, I think, corpnet and then core. And each one of these folders over here has a color associated with it. And that'll just color the nodes. I define this in the book how to do this stuff too, so I'm not going to go into much detail. Okay, with that, let's go ahead and get started. We have digital overflow. I don't think I have pronouns for this person. I didn't. I created them a long time ago. Let's go with maybe they go by he. Well, we'll say digital overflow is a he. I don't know. Rook could go either way. We'll go with he. And they are trying to, let's think of a goal for them just for the exercise purposes. I don't want to make it too far. So if they were going to go out to the darknet or a government segment, it's going to take a little longer. So I think I'm going to keep this to like a corporate thing. Let's say, maybe I will roll on some charts and we'll see what the outcome of that looks like. Where do I want to record this? I'll record it on a rig, I think. I could make a session notes or something. That'd be cleaner to do, like under journals. But for this example, I think it might be quicker to jump back and forth from the video if I just keep it in rig. We'll see. Hopefully this will work out fine. All right, so if we want to figure out, let's go to oracles. We're in oracles. Okay, let's check. Let's maybe theme. Okay, core oracles. Let's roll on theme. That is super blurry for some reason. So we got here, we have current roll is 62, possession. Interesting. What other kind of core do we have? Here are the core. So possession. Let's see what the action roll would be. Find and possession. And let's go to our maybe our corporate nodes. We'll pick a random one of those. So under node discovery, I'm going to take the corporate segment node. 51. Okay, this is more like what I'm looking at. So it is hospitality. And so we'll take hospitality. So what were they? They were possession and I should have wrote these down. Possession, and what was the other core one? All right, so hospitality, find, and possession. What would, those two are kind of strange, find and possession, but let's think. So obviously we can find something in like a hotel. Possession, I mean, it could be like somebody's actually possessed, but let's just keep it simple. Let's just say that somebody had something that was in their possession and it got taken from them. Let's just say like there is a laptop that was stolen from somebody and you've been hired, Digital Overflow has been hired to go and find this. They have an indication that this is being held somewhere in this really large, lavish hotel. There are hundreds of rooms in this hotel, and we're going to have to locate this laptop. But first, what we have to do is we have to map a route to get to this hotel. And this is going to be in the corporate segment. Let's take some notes here. We are going for this hotel. We are looking for a stolen laptop. All right, this is in the CorpNet. All right, this hotel, I'll name it later, but it's, you know, a very large hotel, hundreds of rooms. Okay. Okay, well, had a little bit of technical glitch, lost the entire recording basically of mapping this out. So I'm going to do it again. So sorry, there's some inconsistencies. I think I've reset things back to where they were at. Actually, let me check the character. This person's probably not where they were at. All right, so let's put the supply back to 5. Power supply is something you use a lot when you're traveling. So okay, I think they're set back to where they're at. Yeah, okay, so that wasn't great, but that was a recording issue, had nothing to do with the game. Okay, so to map our network out, we're trying to get to the Hotel Spire, and let's type this to recover our laptop. So we're going to use our exploration moves. We're already jacked in. We're not playing from Starforge or anything, so it's easy enough to connect in, and we're just mainly just going to use map route the entire time. My character is mainly good with social engineering, so if we run to a node where I can talk my way through something, we can use that one. But if I'm not really there, then I have to use something else. So it's either Iron, which is like a spray and pray kind of way of getting your nodes, or it's Shadow, which is like stealth. About the same skill for this character. So I think I'm just going to go with spray and pray for just about everything. So let's go ahead and roll and see if we can get to our first node. And let's see. The dice are blurry. No idea why. Just how it is. But guys, a miss. Not a great way to start. So basically, no, I don't get a node. Oh, I also forgot to create a progress bar. But not that it matters too much. What I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and subtract a little bit of supply right off the bat because of our miss. And then I do need to create the progress. So let's create a progress track. Wait, what did I do? Let's try this again. Progress. I don't want to open one. That's the issue. I want to just complete one, create. That's what I did wrong. Okay, so this would be, so we have to do, since this Hotel Spire is in the corporate network, we have to get there first. So we'll call this one Hotel Spire to CorpNet maybe. Okay, and that's us getting there. And so we'll create this track. We didn't get anywhere on the track because we missed. We ate up some. If you read the map routes on a miss, you can't establish your next route. You don't mark progress, and you can pay the price. And paying the price, what I decided to do was just eat up some power. So let's go back. Let's try this again. We're going to use iron again. Spray and pray. Don't worry, I can't read those dice either. I don't know why they're so blurry today, but it is what it is. So this is a weak hit. And so we do get a node on this one. We do make progress, but we also have to pay the price. And for paying the price, I will just use some more supply. And let's see where we get to. And so to do that, the way I like to do this is I will go into the miscellaneous nodes, and I will roll on this. And we have either a media device or a nanny cam. Let's go for media device. That was the default. So media device it is. I like to roll on theme as well to kind of see what kind of media device we were dealing with. Wealth or alliance? Start with wealth, I suppose. So I would say the very first node we get to is going to be like a media device that's wealthy in the core network. Let's just say it is like somebody's server has a bunch of like movies and stuff on it. Like they have their own home movie theater. And that is like what we got to, like they didn't really secure it. And we gained access to that. So home movie theater server. And then that creates this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drag this into the core because it's in the core network. And from here, we already took our suffer. So we're going to map out our next node. So it moves, map route, spray and pray again. Let's see what happens. I can tell that's a 3. So that's a weak hit. That's fine. I'll take it. Our character. Yeah, we'll just reduce our supply for now. And then let's go back to the movie theater. Let's see what we gain. Oh, I forgot to mark progress. Jeez. So progress. We got one node. And we're doing dangerous? Why might this be troublesome? Let's try this again. Okay, cool. Troublesome. And then we just got our second node. So that gives us 6 full squares here. And so what is our second node? Our second node, we go to oracles, miscellaneous. It is, no idea what that says. Another media device or a nanny cam. Let's go with nanny cam. Nanny cam. Let's just say it's in the same household. This is like a mansion or something. So I don't really care about the theme. We'll just say mansion nanny cam. Mansion. Okay. Is it? Okay, I guess I'll just do it this way. Create file. Throw this also into core. And the reason why I'm putting into these folders, if it wasn't clear, you'll see this in the graph now. You can kind of see where we go from our rig, home movie theater, nanny cam, and they're green because they're in core. All right, so that is that. And so I already took this progress. I also took the suffer move. Okay, so I think we're good. We're in the mansion nanny camera. We're not quite close enough to jump into the corporate segment. That would be your progress bar here. I'd have to roll against this. I mean, we could potentially do it. We're over 50% chance, but I don't really like those odds. I want at least one more node. So let's try to do a move again, create another node for ourselves. Still going to use iron. Got a 5 against, I don't know what that says. Another weak hit. Okay. So not awful. Let's first suffer move. Let's see what this is first, actually, and then we'll figure out the suffer. So this will be, oh, sorry. I don't need this yet. I need to actually roll. Miscellaneous. There we go. It is a router or an appliance. Let's go with router. Router sounds good. And we're about to get into the corporate network, so we'll consider this like an ISP router. And this is still in our core network though, so keep it in core. Our progress goes up, so definitely good enough. Our suffer, drop us down to 1, I guess. Yeah, for now we'll drop us down to 1. Okay. And then what we'll do is we will go ahead and try and get into the corporate network. This shouldn't be too hard because we have a 9 progress. So infiltrate a segment. When you're traveling your network and you reach your desired segment, roll on the dice and compare it to your progress. Strong hit, we get in. Weak hit, we succeed, but we'll face an unforeseen consequence. On a miss, it's not great. So hopefully not a miss. So let's go ahead and roll on our progress. Now, I don't know if there is a way within IronVault to roll on progress. I don't recall seeing something for this. There's open, complete, advance, create. What about rolling? We have reroll a die, action roll. I could use the 2 dice from the action roll, but yeah, I'm not. Strangely, I don't see a thing for this, so I'm just gonna roll 2 dice myself. You won't be able to see them, but being this board, you can't see them anyway. I got a 5 and a 6. So that is under 9. We are good. So basically, if I got a 0, I'd be in trouble. But we're all good with the cross into the corporate network. So this was from the ISP router. ISP, for those who don't know, is Internet Service Provider. I guess that was the jargon I didn't mean to use. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we jumped into. We got access to, this is going to be on corporate, either toy or forgotten website. Forgotten website makes more sense. What is the theme of this website? The theme is under core. Or I wish I could see these dice. Greed or possession? I think greed, I guess. And we're gonna call this like, this would be kind of like, let's say a greedy site. We'll be like a Fey. We'll make it a Fey knockoff blockchain site. Where people are, trying to rip people off for their own cryptocurrency. Not that happens in real life, but it totally happens. Okay, so there we go. So now that we are in the corporate network, we bounce through. This is our core network, and then we get all the way to the Fey blockchain here. And so we have completed this progress. We can close this one out, and then we need another. Well, we're going to create another one. We don't necessarily need another one because where we're trying to get to is in the corporate network. And since it's in the corporate network, if you look at the moves, gaining entry, you just have to be in the same segment. And from that, you can try and gain entry into, like in this case, the Hotel Spire. But if I did that, I would have no nodes in this segment to stop me from getting traced, and it would immediately start tracing into my core. And I don't really want that. So I am going to create another progress. I think let me close this one first. Complete. I don't always know how that part works. Is it there now? Yeah, complete a progress track. And this would be Hotel Spire Corporate 1. Okay, so that one's completed. Great. And let's make a new one starting here, I guess. Maybe put it on our rig. That'd be easier to find. I don't know why I can't hit enter at the end of some of these. Huh, strange. Oh, I don't know. Okay, well then, if I can't put enter, then I don't think I want it there. I think I'll put it here then. So let's create a new one. Create a progress track. This one's going to be Hotel Spire. So that was 2 CorpNet. This This is in CorpNet. Let's do CorpNet to Hotel Spire. So the rank. Oh, I didn't specify. Troublesome. There we go. We're keeping all this easy just to kind of speed up the video. You can change the difficulty to take longer. When you're finding and uncovering these nodes, you can also spend time digging through these nodes. Like, if you're in a nanny cam or something, like you could see like, oh, what am I watching? Like maybe you witness a murder or something. You want to, dispatch 911 or who knows, use them for blackmail. It's up to you. So the nice thing about doing these deep dive versions is it can become a much larger story, and you can link them in a lot more ways that make sense. Like for instance, we know we're moving towards this hotel. So as we start uncovering miscellaneous nodes, we can start tying this together. Like right now we're coming off a router that's going to the corporate network. We don't know how many, how long it's going to take us to get to the Hotel Spire, but if we're going at 3 at a time, probably 3. Probably 3 nodes is probably what it will be, so we don't run into any major issues. So with that, we'll go back in the corp network, and let's map a network. Let's see here. So mapping the route. Really, we're just going off the ISP. We could use shadow, I guess. Just to change things up, we'll use shadow. We'll sneak off the ISP into something. Let's see what we get here. We get a weak hit. So this is the corporate network. We are successful. So let's go ahead and increment this. We will have to suffer something, but we'll increment that one for now. Let's see what it is. We'll check our miscellaneous. And we got, it could be another router or a transit vehicle. I like transit vehicle. It's a little more interesting. And let's just say this is just a public transit, corporate public transit vehicle. Maybe a corporate shuttle even. Okay. Oh, that's corporate. Corporate. All right, great. And I think that's good enough. We'll put this into corporate network. We do have to suffer. I think for this, what we'll do is, our character's already, I think, at one supply, right? So we can't drain our battery on this one. We could just have a normal kind of issue, although I can't really think of one for being like on a bus. Spotty connection or something maybe. But I think what we'll do is we'll do the pay the price and just kind of see what this is like. So if you go to moves, and then you can see where you fail. We can also do a node encounter. Ooh, yeah, actually, let's do a node encounter. And for some reason, this link doesn't work here, so you have to do it over here. But there is one node encounter. Is it node discoveries? Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Okay, so node encounter. If I roll that, God knows what this is. A person or a security bot or drone. What? I rolled 100. Oh, interesting. I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense for a drone to be on the bus, but it could be a security robot. I think a person. Makes sense. So there's a person of some kind of interest. Let's check our core. I think for this, let's try maybe focus and see what focus would tell us. Path or hazard? All right, I'm going to take path, and I am going to say that on this bus, like maybe we have access to some of the bus security cameras, and we happen to notice that somebody on this bus has a logo of the Hotel Spire on them. And so they are some way, shape, or form an employee of some type for the Hotel Spire. So odds are they are going in this direction. So we spot somebody. We have this unknown person, but a person with a Hotel Spire badge. Okay. So it's just something to note. I think we'll end up using it for our next piece. And so, again, can't press enter. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, that's what we got. And so let's go ahead and roll up the next piece. And not being too bad. Let's do a prayer spray. And like I think we're kind of focusing on like scanning this person. We're gonna see if maybe they have something that we can like latch onto. Let's see. Oh, I did not get a good roll. No, that was not great. So I kind of failed on this one. So I was able to get on the bus. I tried to scan this person. I think the penalty for this is like they notice, like they have maybe a cell phone on them, and it like gets an alert that somebody is probing their phone, and that's not great. So we're obviously not going to get onto the phone. We don't make progress, and we have to suffer. One, of course, is suffering that we can't use that as a potential. Let me check my map. So in my map, I mean, we just got into the corporate network. We could fall back to this server here. I think what I'll do is I will not fully disconnect. I mean, you could. So one of the things that we're not being chased, and this person doesn't actually know uh, who's attacking him or what's going on. Yeah, he just knows something's going on with his phone. This person on the bus, we would be safe enough if we want to disconnect. We could and regain our power, and because we are very low our supply, so we can get our power supply back up by doing that if we wanted to. But I want to show you something else first. I think we're going to disconnect from the bus for now. We'll still retain access to this bus. We will lose track of this person, and that's fine. This bus, I'm sure, dropped them off or whatever. But we didn't have much chance of getting on that person anyway. So as a contact, they were burned. So let's go ahead and we'll fall back. Um, let's link off of this Fey knockoff blockchain site. And I want to show you how to kind of build like a place we're just going to kind of go and chill. So your hacker, your Fey runner, they know locations either in core and anywhere you're really at, and they're just hangout spots. You can go there to meet up with people or socialize or to kick back or whatnot. We're going to go and find a spot to kind of like get a little bit of boost on our charge. And so to do that, what you want to look up is a hub. That's what they're called. So we're going to go to the Fey one. And in here, I can't hit enter. That's fine. We're just going to roll. Um, so either a nightclub or a night market. I think a night market makes a little bit more sense. So let's just say I think this is the reason that they're on these smart blocks, so I can't press enter. Um, so the night market, we'll go to one of those. I don't think we need a theme for a night market. I think they're just night markets. So we know of a night market in the corporate area, and they sell like knockoff goods and goods market. So we'll just do that. This is off the Fey, or I'm sorry, yeah, off the Fey. And this is still in the corporate network, but this is going to be a hub. This is a social hub that we know of. And if you burn your, oh, I can't press enter here either. Interesting. But if you can't, say your network gets burned, your core segment, your these hubs can still kind of be there. You just would have to remap a route out to them. But they're there, and you know of them, and so we're gonna just pop on over to it. And I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and just see if we can find somebody who's willing to like give us a boost. You know, a little bit of power could be from like a battery or something of that nature that kind of like helps charge our system up. And so to do that, we would look at I think it'd be the recharge. All right, so we explain what we're going to do. This would be probably bartering. We're going to talk to somebody, get some juice. This is a roll on heart, which unfortunately is our worst skill. We're not very good at talking people into letting us borrow power, but we're going to try. We're going to see if they'll let us do it. So we'll go to the night market, see if somebody can give us a quick boost, so we don't have to disconnect completely. And what did they say? Oh, okay. So it's a weak hit. So they basically say yeah, but I will owe them money or something of that nature. I think for the sake of the story, we'll just consider an IOU. for this person. And if I was playing a real campaign, I'd probably roll up their name and maybe figure out what like a side quest or something they want me to go on. But we owe them an IOU. We owe somebody. We owe a person. I'll come back, fill that in. And I owe you for borrowing power. And that does give us only one extra mark on supply. I'll make this a 2, but that's something. That'll give us a little bit more boost to kind of continue on. And what we'll do is we'll now disconnect from not the whole network, but we'll bounce back off of the knockoff goods market, route through the Fey blockchain back to the transit vehicle, and from that we'll see if we can get somewhere else. So let's go ahead and do another map route. We're not really targeting anything in particular. We're just kind of spraying for things. Maybe the bus is going by, something that's going to give us an advantage. This was a strong hit. This is very good. Okay, great. And because our character has that special skill of high-speed connection, we get +1 momentum. Yay, finally got a strong hit on mapping. So this is good. So this will definitely get us closer to the hotel in a very strong way, probably stronger than that random employee. So that's awesome. What could it be? So I could either think of something myself. In the meantime, we don't have to use power either, which is nice. So I'll increase that. I don't think we're quite there yet. I think we need one more node. So I could roll, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna make this like the Hotel Spire shuttle spots. Maybe there's sign for it. Hotel Spire's shuttle Pleiades sign. So it's like at the hotel, basically. Oh, I should probably make this a link. Cool. All right, that's on CorpNet. All right, so now we have the sign. And so we're pretty close now. We still got 2 power. I want one more node. Let's see if we can get something maybe in the lobby. We'll do a spray and pray in the lobby and see if we can get something. Oh, that'd be nice if we do. Let's see. All right, let's roll. Scanning the lobby. What do we get? What do we get? Oh, we don't get anything. We have a very strong miss. So that's not great. Let's see. For this, I think as we're so close, we would pay the price. So let's do a pay the price. We haven't done one yet. So you can ask the Oracle for a theme. Do something obvious, which we already did that with the guy on the bus. That was like an obvious one. Let's just see what happens if we were to roll. And oh, is it wrong twice? Interesting. Oh, it's still rolling. Okay. What happened? You face a tough choice: a friend, companion, or allies in harm's way, or you are fallen. Okay. So either a looming threat or we face a tough choice. I don't know. I don't really know the different looming choice. I think I'll actually just go with a looming threat, and what we'll do is we'll set a tension clock. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details for a tension clock. Let me think. Yeah, we'll do one anyway. Let's just say like we're in the sign, but there just so happens to be a security audit going on right now. And we got some of the IT people in for the Hotel Spire, or at least what they look like IT people. They could also be like for a third party group who's maybe checking for bugs and sweeping the scene. Maybe they have a VIP coming in soon, but we can definitely tell there's somebody's looking around, looking for oddities, and they have some device, and they're walking around the bushes, they're scanning for things and whatnot. And there's a decent chance that if they end up scanning our sign while we're still actively trying to probe things out of it, like we could get caught. And so let's go ahead and create a tension clock. Create a clock. All right, this is going to be maybe a security sweep. Hotel Spire. All right, that's fine. Put it in the clocks folder. How many segments? I guess we'll go 6, maybe. Or no, let's make it 4. Let's make it really low. And so what I'll do is every time I fail, getting into the lobby, that clock hits up. So I basically have 3 tries to try and get into that lobby before I get caught. I think that sounds fun. Okay, so we'll create that. All right, so now we have a clock. If you want to see what the clock looks like, this is what they look like. I don't know how those 2 of them there for a second, but as we get through it, every time I fail, we'll boom, 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 boom. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so where was I? I was in the sign. Here's the sign. Okay. All right, so we failed. All right, let's try this again though. Maybe I'll use shadow this time. We know that person's there. I won't spray and pray. I think that might draw too much attention. I'm just going to try and there's no way I can use social networking. There's no people. I'm in a sign. So I'm just gonna kind of like slowly kind of probe different devices in the lobby, or maybe as people walk in, and see what we get. All right, this one, oh, sweet. A strong hit. I'm pretty shocked about that one, only having a 2, but there we go. They had 2 3s on the other dice, and so a strong hit. We succeed. We get to keep our power. We don't have to advance the clock at all. That's super sweet. So let's see. We will get to is this one. Okay, so this is good enough. Now, technically, I don't have to roll on this since I'm gaining entry within the same segment. If I was going to the government network, this is where I'd roll to get to the government network and then move on from there. But I decided to use this method as just a way to kind of feel like my character's comfortable with where they're at. And so we will create one more step and then we can get into the hotel. And so the one more step, let me see here, is I'm on the LED sign. I'm going to do an oracle to figure out what is this thing. What did I find? A vending machine makes sense. Sure, let's go for the vending machine. So we find a vending machine in the lobby. Hotel Spire vending machine. Let's make it a coffee maker instead. Coffee maker. Like a smart coffee maker is what we get. Awesome. That sounds cool. So Hotel Spire coffee maker. We got in that, no problem. And then, yeah, the Hotel Spire is right after that. So I think, should I do it off a node? No, we'll leave it at the Coffee Spire. I was thinking about just making a link for Hotel Spire from here just to signify that this is where I'm going to launch off of. But I think it's fine for now. This is kind of common sense that we would attack. This is in the lobby. And so we're going to get from the lobby, we want to try and get into the main network. And later in another session, what we'll do is we will use, where is it at? Gain entry. We use gain entry. And then that's where we will try and get into the main network. We can still use from a narrative the clock. It wouldn't be for the sign. I think we're clear of that one now. But knowing that there's like security sweeps happening, we can definitely reuse that same clock or create a new clock. If we know people are looking for somebody anyway in this hotel, and we happen to be in this hotel trying to find this laptop. I mean, who knows what's on this laptop? This could even be related. We don't know at this point. But yeah, that'll be it. That'll be it for this example of how to map out your network. And this is the end of this is what our network basically looked like. We have a disconnect here. What's going on? Who? Coffee maker? Did I delete something? This should be from the ISP router. Oh, it should be from this Fey blockchain one. Oh, I think it's got all messed up here. Yeah, so it has to do with my inability to press enter for some reason. So does that fix that? I think it does. There we go. It's still a total mess, but there might be a way to automatically spread these out a little bit more. But here's where it goes. So we bounce through you see these, hopefully you can see these green. This is our core network, and this is the corporate network. And we have this little offshoot over here for the goods market. And that's just a hub that we can hang out in, and we can socialize there and whatnot. And this is our final. So if while we're in the hotel, which will be around this coffee maker area when we gain entry, if they start tracing us, it's going to burn this way. And so we'll have at least 2 nodes in corp to go through before they get to the core and eventually get to us. And so that's it. That is how to do a detailed network map, including some examples of a hub And hopefully this was useful to you. And then in the next section, I'm going to show fast travel, network routing, and also what happens when you actually gain entry and explore our system. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.